She sat at the table, her dress flawless, perfume faintly sweet, heart waiting. The reservation had been his idea, a promise to make up for missed anniversaries. Yet the chair across from her stayed empty. The waiter refilled her glass again, and she rehearsed excuses in her head. Traffic. Work. Some meeting he couldn't avoid. Every minute that passed stripped another layer of hope from her evening. Her phone buzzed, still no message from David. She checked again, pretending she wasn't waiting, pretending she wasn't embarrassed to be seen alone. Around her, couples leaned close, whispered softly, laughed without worry. She envied their ease, the way love still seemed effortless. The next vibration came with a name she hadn't seen in years: Michael. College memories flooded back, late-night talks, shared dreams, the almost love they never explored. His message was light but piercing. Still waiting for the man who doesn't deserve you? She smirked despite herself, then typed back something polite, something safe, and deleted it before sending. But loneliness had a way of whispering over reason. She typed again, slower this time, maybe just one drink. Her reflection in the darkened window looked older than she remembered, beautiful but tired. The luxury dinner she had imagined, soft laughter, clinking glasses, the warmth of belonging, had dissolved into something colder. Her phone lit again. I'm just around the corner. For a moment, she hesitated. Then she picked up her purse, pressed a napkin to her lipstick, and rose from the table. The untouched wine glimmered under the candlelight as if mocking her. She didn't look back. Outside, the air was crisp, and her heels clicked with quiet defiance. The night no longer felt disappointing, it felt dangerous. And for the first time in years, she didn't feel invisible. She told herself it was only a drink. Just conversation. Something harmless to fill the empty space David had left behind. Michael greeted her with the same crooked smile she remembered from years ago. His voice carried familiarity, a tone that made her feel known again. They spoke of old times, of how everything had changed yet somehow stayed the same. He asked about her marriage. She laughed it off, said it was fine, then looked away before he could see the truth in her eyes. He listened more than he spoke. Every nod, every glance, reminded her of what she missed, the feeling of being seen, of being heard. She felt lighter, as if years of silence had been lifted from her shoulders. The conversation stretched without effort. One glass became two. The distance between them seemed to shrink with every shared memory. She noticed his hand brushing against hers when he reached for his drink. A small spark, unplanned but undeniable. Her instinct was to pull away, but she didn't. The gesture lingered, gentle but charged. For the first time in months, her heart raced, not from anxiety, but from being wanted. She justified it in her mind. It's only attention. It's not betrayal. Yet something inside whispered that she'd already crossed a line the moment she said yes to meeting him. The city lights shimmered outside, reflections scattering across their table like broken promises. He leaned closer, his voice low, his words disarming. She felt warmth rise in her chest, half from the wine, half from something she didn't want to name. When their laughter softened into silence, the air between them thickened with what neither dared say. She didn't stop him when his hand stayed on hers. She didn't want to. Morning came with the kind of silence that pressed on her chest. The sunlight felt intrusive, spilling across the bed like an accusation. She sat up slowly, her head heavy, not from wine but from thought. The memory of his voice, his touch, his nearness, none of it left her. It clung to her skin like perfume she couldn't wash off. She reached for her phone, then stopped herself. There was nothing to say that wouldn't make it worse. The phone rang. David's name flashed on the screen. For a second, she considered letting it ring out, but habit won. His voice was cheerful, distracted, as always. He apologized for missing dinner, said the meeting had gone longer than expected, promised to make it up to her. The words were familiar, worn out, meaningless. She told him she hadn't felt well, kept her tone calm, even. He believed her easily. That hurt more than if he hadn't. She ended the call and stared at the ring on her finger. It caught the light in the quiet kitchen, the metal cold against her skin. She remembered the night before, the warmth of Michael's hand, the way it had felt right and wrong all at once. It hadn't been a night of passion, it had been a moment of escape, and that somehow made it worse. Her phone buzzed again. "Michael. Last night meant something to me," the message read. Her heart twisted. She deleted it without replying, then set the phone face down. She stood in front of the mirror, watching her own reflection like a stranger. The woman staring back didn't look cruel or reckless, just empty. She slid the ring back into place, whispering to herself that it was only one mistake, though she knew it wasn't. It was the truth she could never speak. 2 days later, David came home early, carrying flowers and the scent of effort. He smiled, the kind of smile she used to wait for. He told her to get ready, that he had made reservations at the place she loved. She froze for a second, her mind replaying the last time she sat at that restaurant, the one where she had waited alone before walking out. Now she was going back, but not the same. Something inside her had shifted, and no gesture could undo it. At dinner, David was different, attentive, warm, trying. He spoke about taking time off, about wanting to fix what had faded. Every word dug deeper into her guilt. She nodded, smiled when required, but her chest ached with what he didn't know. The way he reached across the table to hold her hand made her heart sink. That simple gesture mirrored the one that had ruined her peace. She felt the weight of both moments colliding. He apologized for the distance, for forgetting what mattered. His voice was soft, almost pleading. She wanted to tell him the truth, to end the lie before it buried her completely, but her mouth wouldn't form the words. Confession felt like cruelty now. He looked at her with the same devotion she once prayed for, and it broke her. She said only, "This means a lot," and forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. The waiter poured wine. She lifted the glass but didn't drink. In the candlelight, everything looked perfect, but perfection had turned hollow. As David spoke, her mind drifted. She thought of how easily loneliness had rewritten her loyalty. She had expected a luxury dinner, a celebration of love. Instead, she sat tasting guilt, bitter, quiet, and permanent.